Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I hope you're all doing well, and I'm doing a format of video again, the second time, of reacting to stories which I found on Reddit. And this time the topic is the worst date ever. So I have found a couple of horrible stories, and we're gonna be reacting to them together. Let's go into story 1. Back when Tinder first came out, I matched with a girl and started talking to her, and she was in the same city as me in Florida. She and I agreed to meet at a restaurant I have been to a few times before. We had talked about it being her and me, but when she arrived, she was dragging a kid with her, which she had never mentioned she had, let alone bring him. She sits down and almost immediately gets on her phone to largely ignore me and her kid. I tried striking up a conversation, but it was clear she was not here for me at all. So her kid and I started coloring on placemats, drawing cartoon characters, and things like that. This is such a green flag, honestly. Food arrives, and we all eat, and then she asks if she can order another entry. I had no intention of paying for her food at this point, so I said sure. Stay toxic. I get up to use the bathroom and go to see the waiter about the check. I pay for my food and the kids' meal, because he and I were having a pretty good time drawing Minecraft characters, etc. I stuck her with both her entries and her drinks, and then bailed and blocked her and everything. Top 5 worst date for me. I would do the same. Second story is rather short. In college, we were supposed to have a coffee date. He arrived late. The conversation was torture because he didn't want to talk. He looked distracted. I asked him why, and he said his buddies were drinking in his dorm and he wanted to go drink with them. I said, cool, you don't have to stay. Well, it's not meant to be. Story number 3. He had told me prior to the date he was a widower. Once I arrived at the restaurant, he told me he was saving me a parking spot by standing in it. I asked him not to, as I think it's a jerk move, and I told him I'd already parked. Who wants to start a date pissing off other people who are trying to park? Like, yeah. And yes, he said someone yelled at him while he did it, so he wanted to make it worthwhile by changing my spot. Dear God. As soon as we were seated, he said, well, let me show you some recent vacation pics, and spent like 10 minutes explaining all his vacation pics to me. They were all him alone in the wilderness in different spots with the same dead-eyed stare. Yeah. Tim Burton. Then I mentioned my divorce, and he made this big production of how I must be so frustrated that he hadn't told me how his wife died. I said, no, that's fine for now. Then he says, in case you don't believe me, and shoves his phone on my face. He was showing me his wife's death certificate. What? Oh my god. In case I don't believe what? That it was a suicide. That's so suspicious, yet you try to prove that it was a suicide. Why? Did you? Oh, maybe he killed her. I haven't read the story, so I don't know. Why would I doubt it? Had there been some questions about his involvement? Why did he have his wife's death certificate at the ready like that? I changed the subject, realizing there's no way I'd go out with him again, but he seems very intense, so I was wary of upsetting him. He held a plastic trash bag that was stuffed with plates of food, cake, cobbler, and pie. My neighbor brought me some food, so I thought I'd share with you. At this point, I know there's no way I'd dare to eat whatever he brought. Yeah, he doesn't seem stable. It was awkward to be at the restaurant with a massive trash bag of desserts next to me. That's not funny. As I'm trying to wrap up Olive Garden date, he started planning our next date. He wanted to cook for me at his place. Oh. Yeah. I said, oh, I wouldn't be comfortable going to your house on a second date. I'm sorry. He says unprompted, oh, don't worry about it. If I get too excited, I know how to be a gentleman and go in the bathroom and handle it myself so we can go on with it our evening. Oh my god. What the fuck? The waitress quickly brought our check over, probably because he hadn't said this quietly. said this quietly. I made it to my car and that was that. Yes, I think he killed his wife. Yes, Melly, I think so too. Fourth story. I went out to lunch with a man. His phone kept ringing and he kept ignoring it. But after so many times he took the call. Someone wanted to know where he was. He told them that he'd be there a little later, apologized, said he wouldn't come right now, just give it an hour or two. He told me he forgot he was supposed to help his neighbor with something, but it could wait. 20 minutes later, his baby mama showed up with 3 kids, yelled at him about forgetting what time he was supposed to pick them up, called me too pretty to be wasting my time with him, and left the kids in the restaurant. Very classy. What? Wait, she told him she's too pretty to be wasting my time? With him? So I think she knows that he regularly cheats. Yeah, let's just stop here. And the fifth and last story is, it was winter time and my job cut our hours. I'm a cook and I met this girl on Tinder. We decided to meet at a cool bar and then at live music. I show up and she has 4 friends with her, so she barely talked to me. Okay, she turns around to me to tell me that she forgot her wallet and asked if I could buy her a drink, then turned to chat with her friends again. You need an ID to get in the bar, so where is the wallet? Yeah, actually. Where's the camera like that? Little technical problems we're having here. So I did not buy her a drink because she didn't tell me what she wanted, and then my priorities came in my mind. While her back was to me, talking to her friends, I downed my beer, paid in cash, thanked my bartender, and walked out of the door. She didn't even notice. I walked to another place, ordered a beer by myself, and was talking to the chef. I got a job at a place to make up for my lost wages for it, being the slow season at my other job. She really wanted to meet up within 5 minutes in person to contact. She just wanted free drinks, and I need a new job. Worst date ever, but the new job was awesome. That's the life lessons I need in my life, seriously. Where you don't lose much, but you gain so much. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this is it for today. Thank you so much if you have stayed till the end. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment what you want to hear next and what type of video. I will consider it and maybe I might film it. So thank you and have a nice week. Bye.